What's up, everybody? Guys, look, everybody and their moms is watching Black Panther today, so me and my mom are gonna go watch Black Panther tonight. And by my mom, I mean Elias.
Let's go.
Just kidding, everybody. Look, guys, I've been trying to do my best to not watch any YouTube videos or even if it's spoiler-free reviews of anything, because I want to get to this movie and be baffled. I want to watch this movie and I want to experience what the hype is that everybody's talking about without getting any influence, right? So all I've really gotten to see is that apparently this movie is the next best thing after The Dark Knight. And for those of us who love superhero movies, comic books, and all this kind of stuff, we understand what The Dark Knight has done for superhero movies. It's a movie that we've been quoting over and over and over. The performance that Heath Ledger had is one of the most iconic performances that we've ever seen on screen. And I've been hearing that apparently the villain in this movie, Black Panther, is at that level. So again, I have not watched any other videos trying to see what other people have said. I watched that one video and I said, you know what, I want to experience this for myself. But I got a few hours to kill before I go over to the movies, and I want to talk about a few of my favorite superhero movies that I have. Disclaimer, I'm a Marvel fan. I like DC, but Marvel is where it's at for me, and my opinions might be a little bit biased, leaning a little bit towards Marvel. But to me, DC has a few great movies that actually have marked my life in regards to expecting what a superhero movie should be. And I want to start out with the first one, which is Tim Burton's Batman. Tim Burton's Batman was the first superhero movie that I ever saw. If I'm not mistaken, I don't remember how old I was, but I was a really young kid. And Jack Nicholson's Joker, more than being almost perfect, if not perfect, was really scary. To me, that movie was a scary movie just because of Jack Nicholson and constantly reminding me of his face. But I thought that movie from the beginning to the end was a great movie. There wasn't a single part of that movie where I said, you know what, these people could have done this a little bit better. The Dark Knight, on the other hand, was a movie that completely changed the game. Like I said, even though Jack Nicholson's Joker was a scary Joker, it's a guy that you wouldn't expect to see in real life. But for some reason, Heath Ledger's Joker, even though yes, we know it was that it's just character in the movie, was a guy that what frightened you was to know that there are possibly guys out there like him, that there's a slight chance of reality within that guy. Dark Knight all around changed the way that we wanted to see these comic book movies, these comic book movie adaptations, because we wanted to see how real this could get. The next one for me was Man of Steel. Even though this is not Man of Steel, I don't know why I grabbed it. This is Batman versus Superman. Man of Steel, even though it got so much criticism from comic book fans, was a movie that I loved. I wanted to see Superman look that strong. I wanted to see Superman, even though yes, there wasn't much dialogue, Superman was kind of like there, but that is Superman. Superman is that, and this guy brought Superman to life for me. And the battle sequences, the fight sequences in this movie remind me a lot of Dragon Ball Z, and if Dragon Ball Z was ever done correctly, it should be done this way. I have a special place in my heart for Superman, and just like he has a special place in his heart for people, that's why he's so dumb sometimes. But I love Superman. I love Man of Steel. Well, enough about DC, guys. Let's talk about Marvel. Guys, Marvel, to me Marvel in movies, right, is everything. Marvel has been able to do what no one else has, and it's to perfectly create a universe where all of their characters and their movies are tied perfectly together in a way that does not seem awkward, that does not seem forced, that does not seem like we had to do this way because otherwise it wouldn't work. It kind of just naturally happens. And I mean, I could be mistaken, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of work behind it, but at least this is the way that Marvel Studios makes it seem. And the first movie that I watched by Marvel Studios was Iron Man. Iron Man 1 made me look at superheroes differently. The way that Robert Downey Jr. became this like cocky Tony Stark that that even though could be a little bit annoying, yet you couldn't help to like him. You couldn't help to like the way he was. The suit. The first time you ever saw the suit and the first time you ever saw Iron Man fight, and it just makes you want more. It makes you want to see more, and it makes you want to see, wait, where else is this going? And since we're talking about game changers, guys, I don't remember ever being in a movie theater prior to this movie where everybody, and I mean, maybe I haven't gone to enough movies, but when I watched Avengers, Marvel's Avengers the first time, I don't remember ever feeling that much excitement towards being seated in a movie theater like I felt that day. And when you finally get to see everybody together in that scene in New York City, fighting together, finally, your whole body, like, it's hard to take deep breaths to be able to take all of this stuff in. So if we're talking about game changers, Avengers 1 is definitely a game changer for me. And after that, we can only talk about Captain America movies. Captain America the Winter Soldier, to me, Captain America the Winter Soldier, again, being another game changer, changed the tone of where these movies were going. It changed the tone of, I don't know, a poppy tone for Marvel movies. It gave it a little bit more of seriousness. It helped us to understand more of the characters, of really what was going on in their lives, and the emotions, and really understanding the development. I think it helped tie in like everything that was going on from the beginning of these Marvel movies over to the Winter Soldier. And finally, we have Civil War. Civil War, definitely, if we're talking about emotions, or we're talking about digging deeper into character development, taught us that. If anything, it taught us that how the movie itself, more than the fighting, more than the the action, even though it was incredible seeing Spider-Man there, more than the characters, more than seeing everybody together, was what that movie made you feel. That the war was actually a civil war within themselves, and it was an emotional thing more than a physical thing. But I just wanted to share a few of the movies that I think are great, and that if you have not watched, you should totally watch. Yo guys, look who's here. It is Marquizio.
Hello, hello.
No, it's alright, you can get close. Alright. There you go. Yo, we're excited. We're on our way to Wakanda soon.
Yes, sir.
It's T-minus what?
T-minus an hour.
T-minus an hour.
Yes.
And I don't know. What did you want to say to people?
Very excited about the movie. The reviews have been overwhelmingly positive, and so we're excited.
Look who it is, Yoldita. Qué lindo.
I'm excited to see this movie, and it's gonna be a fun time. Eliza's fat.
What's up, Ale? Good to see you. Sorry, you're my vlog. You're my vlog, and you're my vlog too, so.
Not what I'm super.
I got it. Just taking a shower. So Jordan asked me to pick him up because he was late. We have to put this away because they're going to take it away from us. So we'll be back. watched Black Panther, and I gotta start off by saying that it's not Dark Knight level. As far as I thought, it's not Dark Knight level. It didn't impact me as much as I thought it would, but it's still a great movie. It's a great movie.
I think it's in a league of its own. I don't think you can compare it to Dark Knight. I mean, I think it did something that other superhero movies haven't done, and that's that it brings you to the reality of what really is going on in the world. You watch Batman, it's like, okay, yeah, there's crime. You watch Superman, you're like, okay, there's psychopathic political leaders, I guess. But you watch Black Panther and you're like, wow, this is stuff that's really going on. You know, what can we do to better our world? So I think that's one of the biggest things about Black Panther that really stood out to me.
I think it was a great movie. I'd say out of 10, I'd probably give it a 9. I would have to second what Chris said, and it's only because a lot of people have compared it with The Dark Knight. You know, they're putting it up there. And for me personally, I would still put The Dark Knight above Black Panther, but Black Panther was amazing. Like Elias was saying, the themes that they were talking about in this film were very good, and so I would recommend it to everyone.
Yeah, so the last thing I think that what Black Panther did, kind of riding on their waves, is that the reason why Black Panther is like so big right now, it's what they did with the movie to get us to really understand the background of like these characters and to really engage with them. Like you kind of were sort of rooting for the villain, right? Like you kind of felt bad for him and what he went through. So yeah, you sympathize with him. So what they did was that they were able to get us to get into the other people's like minds and hearts, and with all the political things that are going on right now and have been going on, you know, they threw that in there, so it kind of just like gets you into the movie. But bottom line, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. That's just me.
I still think The Dark Knight is probably one of the best films.
Dark Knight, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I
What
give
about
that
this?
a 12 out of 10.
Best superhero movie?
I think this is up there. I don't think it's better because it's
But
different.
out of 10, what is it?
I give this a 10 out of 10 as well.
Really? 10 out of 10?
Yeah, I thought it was an amazing film. It's a redemption story. It's like Lion King with like real world cultural issues, and I think it's something beautiful. It's something that Thor Ragnarok tried to do, but on like a fantasy level, you know. So, but I think it was amazing.
So 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed the movie, but I mean, just an 8 out of 10 for me. That's it. Thank you guys. That's it. That's it.
So